Whispers among glasses. Clara wasn't a wine expert, but she was an expert in broken hearts. That night, she agreed to go to a wine tasting only because her friend insisted. Come on, Clara. Maybe you'll find something more than a good wine. I doubt my bad luck with men will be fixed with a glass of red wine. But when she entered the winery and saw that man in a dark suit and seductive smile, she knew her night was about to become more interesting. He looked at her with overwhelming confidence and, with a glass in his hand, said, "Did you know that the best wine is like love? It improves with time." Clara arched a eyebrow. "And what happens if it turns sour?" The man smiled and raised his glass. Then it was never a good wine to begin with. And, without knowing it, Clara had just started a dangerous game. Glass after glass, heartbeat after heartbeat. His name was Julián, and he was the son of the bodega owner. During the tasting, he dedicated himself to provoking her with witty phrases. "This wine has a long and persistent finish," he said, AC leaning in a little closer. "Like the stories that are worthwhile." Clara tried not to blush. "And what about the stories that end badly?" Julián looked at her intensely. "The best stories don't. They wait, only for the opportunity of a new beginning." She felt a shiver run down her spine. "You are dangerous." He leaned in with a mischievous smile. "Only if you like to play with fire. Ego." And for the first time in a long time, Clara wanted to take a risk. When desire mixes with fear, the night ended with an unexpected invitation. "Come tomorrow," Julián said to her. "I want to show you something special." The next day, Clara returned to the winery. Julián took her to a secluded corner where old barrels rested. "This is a wine that has not yet been bottled," he whispered. It has been aging for years, waiting for the perfect moment." Clara looked at the barrel with curiosity. "And when do you know it's ready?" Julián approached, trapping her between the wood and his body. "The same thing happens with love. You only know it when you try it." And before she could answer, he kissed her. It was a deep, intense kiss, like a strong wine that leaves its taste long after I've tried it. Clara felt that she was melting in his arms. And, for the first time in a long time, she stopped thinking about the past and surrendered to the present. The unexpected twist. But not everything was perfect. A week later, Clara discovered something that made her doubt. "So you have a reputation for being a heartbreaker?" she said, crossing her arms. Julián sighed. "I suppose I've made mistakes." "And me? Am I solo one more game for you?" He looked at her seriously. "Do you think I would kiss anyone in that special place?" "I don't know, Julián. You're an expert at charming women." Julián approached and took her hand. "Maybe I didn't take anything seriously before, but you are different. How can I believe you?" He looked her in the eyes and whispered, "If love is a wine that matures with time, if each cup is an echo of a sweet moment, why fear what is real? If there is true love, it never tastes bad." Clara felt her resistance crumbling, because deep down, she wanted to believe him. The final toast that night, Julián took her to the rooftop of the winery. The city lights shone in the distance, and between them only the intimacy of the moment existed. "I will show you that I am not, as they say," he whispered. Clara looked at him with a mixture of fear and hope. "What if you break my heart?" Julián raised his glass and gently clinked it against hers. "Then we'll make a deal." And, with his voice loaded with emotion, he recited, "If this love is wine of sweet flavor, let us swear to drink it without fear. If ever time wants to erase us, promise me at least one last toast." Clara smiled and took a sip of his wine. Deal. And, at that moment, he knew he had found more than just good wine that night. He had found someone worth risking loving. End.